Right, motherfuckers. Are we playing?
Oi.
We should.
Yeah.
Let us pun.
What, Governor?
I'm a bit too ill today to do an intro, so Jackie, could you do one for us?
Okay.
The look on Jackie's face.
You've
For
got
the
this.
abuse you
You've got
got
this.
last time, Jackie.
No, you've got this. I believe in you.
Okay. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. This is episode 10 of D&D with Die 20. Welcome. Like and subscribe if you like it. Comment. Give us a tag. I don't know.
Alright. Okay.
I don't know.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. Nice
Do you
and
like
simple.
it? I don't know.
Who wants to recap?
Last time, didn't we just pretty much spend the whole session agreeing that we were going to stage an escape? So yeah, we got taken bells to meet people whose names I can't read because I can't read my
Lord
handwriting.
Neverember,
Oh yeah, Lord Neverember and
Alariac Brightblade.
Brightblade. There we are. I can now read it. Who
As in
have said
the founder of
The
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 Blade.
founder of the Neverwinter of the Blades, who have said that they want us to try and worm our way into the Zhentarims in exchange for being pardoned for burning down half of the city and not having more trouble.
Only
So
pardon
they're
if we
gonna
kill
help.
the leader.
Yeah, pardoned if we kill the leader. So yeah, we have to kill the leader, worm our way into the Zhentarim, kill the leader of the Zhentarim, and then we will be pardoned for burning down half of the city. Which is cool.
And what did we discover? Who was the leader?
The Datari is the leader of the Zhentarim.
For anyone watching, that will make
So much
no
fun.
sense.
Previously on
It's
Die
nice to
20.
remind us. It's nice to remind us.
We'll
Which
do a
yeah,
little,
let's do a
Here
flashback.
it is.
do a little video.
Yep. We should do a little video
Oh,
on Datari.
It's on all salty.
Yeah. What happened on Saltmarsh? We fucked shit up.
the prequel.
A lot of stuff.
Huh.
You were pretty
did
linear in
get it right
Saltmarsh.
Yeah, we were.
And you actually had really good morals in Saltmarsh. You just came into Neverwinter and went, fuck it!
Well, that's because we played,
I don't
that's 'cause we
have
played
to.
good people in Saltmarsh. We were good moral people in Saltmarsh, so now we have to let loose. And burn
You
down.
kind of let loose at the end of Saltmarsh, though.
I mean, your arc for that entire campaign was stressful.
So you have agreed. So you have agreed to infiltrate the Blades rather than stay in prison. You were given back your belongings. You were sent out a little tunnel out the back of the Hall of Justice that brought you back out onto the river. From there, you decided to make your way to, I wouldn't say a lesser known tavern, but a not so well known tavern back in the river district called the Fallen Tower. And I think we left it just as you guys were getting there, didn't we?
Is that the steps to going up there? Ooh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen.
No, sorry, I'm just checking my notes.
We did forget one major thing.
Yeah.
A certain someone has pissed off their fucking god. And now can't do magic.
Yeah.
Rin has very quickly realised that actions have consequences.
Yeah. Maybe that's actually why he's-
I think also Anthony very quickly realised that actions have consequences.
Oh, I can't make it to next session because things.
will.
I've got no fucking powers.
His face was like, oh no.
And who's he
Oh,
left to
Lord.
clean up the mess? Your boy.
Us.
Yeah.
I'll
Your
take
boy.
it, Rin. I'll take Rin this evening.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
I've
So,
literally
yeah.
written his spellcasting focus might be a bit fucked. Jacqueline will remember that.
Just in case we step into Telltale Games territory.
Okay.
Are we ready
But
to play some D&D?
yes, Mom.
I'm not. See you later.
Yes, sir.
Bye then.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
I need to get back on the
turns out-
sofa.
Yep.
And that, friends, is how
Thank
you
you for
win
watching Go
D&D.
20.
No, you will die horribly.
No.
Rock falls, you all die.
Yeah.
Everyone, make a new character.
We'll kill them too.
So after you walked, didn't you?
Mhm.
You were walking and talking. If I remember
Had
correctly.
Yeah,
heads
we
up,
walked up.
acting like we were being avoiding the guards
Yes,
to make
you
sure
did.
it was selling the point.
Picked up a few supplies on the way.
Convincing prison
You
break.
did. Oh, sorry.
We're keeping you awake.
How dare you yawn? You've started me off now.
You'll set me off.
Stop it,
I'm
guys.
full of caffeine. I'm good.
As you approach
Yes.
the fallen tower inn, you see, so as you come around and you see it sort of looming over a lot of the other buildings within the river district. You can see its silhouette is pointedly there, and Luna, was it you? It was you. So Luna sort of points it out to you guys, and as you get closer, you start to see what at first looks like these ruins, and it's this sort of ruined, partially crumbled tower with these haphazard, wooden additions all the way from the top to the bottom. You can see lots of light, and as you get closer, you can hear that it's busy. It's busy within. It doesn't sound too raucous or nothing. No one's getting beat up outside or anything. But there's a lot of it's got quite a lively atmosphere coming out the doors. So you head up to the tower. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you go in? I'm going to quickly move you over as well, so you've got a bit of a.
Ooh. Ah,
Pretty.
look at that. That's a tower.
It's a nice dodgy tavern.
What bit?
That's the tavern of our dreams. Let's go.
No, I think
outside?
I'm just
Good
going to
stuff,
head up the
Magda.
stairs.
Thanks for getting involved.
Yeah. I'm just going to head up the stairs, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just head in. Indara will stick pretty close to Magda for the time being.
Okay.
I'm going to slightly mum of the party, just have a quick glance around, make sure that we've got everyone, and then a glance behind just to see if I can see if we're being followed.
I mean, unless anyone says any different, is everyone there?
Who wants to let's split the party this early on?
Let's not do the party. How well did that work out for us last time?
Surprisingly well.
You're all right.
Did all the objectives just in
and
the
can
one
you
roll?
roll?
Oh,
Can you roll
died
a
this
perception
time.
check if you're looking for seeing if you're being followed?
No.
Oh.
That's a 2.
Oh,
I mean, it's people everywhere.
Fantastic.
There's
So that was
one
just
over
go
there.
on.
There's a few over there in a group. There's loads of people in the tavern.
Everybody get in.
So yeah, as you head up the steps and you the big heavy sort of wooden door creaks open and you're hit with this blast of just the smell of warm meat and ale and the noise of laughter, and you see the place is pretty busy. There's a few spare tables here and there. The air inside is thick with just the scent of pipe smoke and ale. There's this low hum of conversation and laughter throughout the whole of the place. Your eyes begin to adjust to sort of the dim light in there. It's all very low lanterns sort of casting shadows all over the place. And it reveals just this large circular room with these rough-hewn stone walls that have clearly been patched and bits of plaster that were nice at some point but have slowly fallen off. And as you look up, there's no lights hanging from the ceiling. It's almost like the ceiling itself is just lost in the shadows of the light, and you're not sure if it's a trickery of the light or there's something else going on there. What are you guys doing when you get in?
I'm gonna head to the bar, I guess, and see if there's anyone there that I can kind of get their attention.
So as you start to walk towards the bar, there's no one there. It's completely unmanned as you're walking towards, and then as you get sort of about 5 or 6 feet away, you watch behind the bar this spectral figure, like almost flickers into existence, almost as if like he tries it doesn't work, and then it tries a couple more times, and then eventually like it's booting up. You see this corporeal figure behind the bar that resembles a much older man with like choppy brown hair and a short stubbly beard. Though as you walk closer, Magda, you realise that a lot of this form is decayed, even though it's like this corporeal. So you've got like, it reveals these skeletal features beneath what would have been bits of skin and stuff. It's not gross, because this doesn't look like skin and sinew. It's just it's ghosty.
Ooh. Okay.
That's offensive.
Leave my hood up.
It's gonna get us chucked straight out.
Yeah.
I leave my hood up, and I just say, "You got any rooms?"
You got any rooms? Okay.
Uh-huh.
You watch as this thing like it flickers into existence, and as you talk, it's almost like it takes a second, and then all of a sudden the head sort of snaps towards you and where your voices come from, and this thing starts to then speak, and it just goes, "Welcome to the Fallen Tower. What'll it be, friend?"
Have you got any rooms?
"Welcome to the Fallen Tower. What'll it be, friend?"
Lodgings? Have you got any lodgings?
You watch just like its eyes slightly flicker, almost like a typewriter being like shrink back and forward. And it could rooms. You would like rooms, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, this thing sort of has moved forward, but like in a really weird, like shuddery way now. So it's like in the bar itself, and just as like the top half is poking out the actual top of the bar.
That's not normal.
You watch as its head does a full 360, and it goes, "What?"
You're in the bar.
Well, we're all in a bar.
Yeah. Have you got any rooms?
We have many. For drinking, for playing, for sleeping. What'll it be, friend?
But for sleeping?
For sleeping. And you watch as he just stops, and he just goes, like, almost like blank. For like a good 10 seconds.
I'm gonna walk over and be like, everything all right?
I don't know.
Can I like eye it up and down? Can I do some sort of
a room for sleeping? There'll be 2 copper an evening. How many of you are there?
I'm panicking at this point because now I've got to count, and I turn around.
7.
Seven.
7.
Fucking 7.
7. 7.
7.
7.
7 people, yes.
Yes, 7.
3 copper each. Would you require 1 room for all or separate rooms?
It was 2 copper a minute ago. He's
It was
fleecing
2
us.
copper a moment ago.
Prices are not refundable.
He's
I've
fleecing
heard
us.
anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean into Magna and be like, yeah, prices are also very.
You did say 2 a minute ago.
Yes, 2 copper a person.
Yeah, we'll take. I'll lean over to Chakra, and I'm like, How many rooms do we need if it's 2 people per room?
You can give us 1 room for all of us. It's probably wise.
One room for all of us. But 2 copper pieces each. No. 2 copper pieces for the room.
I'm so confused.
So am I.
1 room will sleep 4 at 5 copper pieces per person.
How about
Rooms.
2 rooms, 2 copper pieces per person.
Magda, you should ask to speak to the owner.
As somebody who lives nearby, would Luna
I'm
know
gonna
what the fuck
Karen
this
this
is? Know what the hell's happening?
Can I do some sort of arcana check?
I'm going to say, because Luna, you're quite solitary as a person.
Yeah.
So you don't strike. Luna doesn't really strike me as the type of person that would go like bar hopping.
No.
You can roll an arcana.
Rafe is a bit more social, so
16.
he might go bar hopping.
You've only been there a couple of months.
Yeah,
A couple
true.
of years.
Yeah, but
Couple of years, is it? Sorry.
yeah.
Go on, then. You can roll me a history. What did you
Okay.
get, James?
Yeah,
That's minus for me, I think.
16.
16.
There is definite magic coming off of this thing, but not. This isn't a projection.
Sure.
This feels otherworldly.
Yeah, got you. Okay. Does it feel... But it doesn't feel undead?
Yeah, with your class, there is undead. Yeah, you're definitely getting like hints of there's some kind of necrotic magic here, but nothing like nefarious.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'd be like, Magda, it might be wise to maybe just, I don't know, speak to a person.
2 rooms, 2 copper pieces per person, or I want to speak to someone else.
What did you get on your history roll?
I got a 14 plus 2.
So 16.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 things. You've never met this person before.
Yeah.
You have been here. You heard tales whilst drinking here one night of the wizard that built the tower was a man called L'Homme Nouvel. And he was a grand wizard back long before the eruption of Mount Hotenu, like hundreds of years ago, and he built this grand tower as Neverwinter was founded. And apparently, even though you never met him, he's still the owner of this tower. And with a 16, the last time you were here, you've since figured out what they were, but your drinks were served to you never by people. You didn't see other than customers, you never saw a person. They were served to you by like these creatures made of like stone or clay.
That is weird.
So
I'm going to relay that to everyone.
Okay.
So I think we agreed 2 rooms, 2 copper pieces per person.
It's just like the eyes start flickering again, back and forth. Deal!
Good. Now I have no idea how much that amounts to, so I will leave that to my friend. And I look at Baxter to
Baxter?
figure out.
No,
Who the
Not
fuck is
Baxter.
Baxter?
Campaign.
Are you cheating on us with a different campaign, Magda? That's twice now.
Why are you eyeing up that guy at the end of the bar?
Just a rabbit going.
That orc's got rabbit ears.
Would you or your party prefer to partake in drinks or food before your slumber?
Yeah.
I just kind of shake my head.
No.
Let's see the rooms first.
Do you do any room service?
You watch as this figure is every time one of you talks, his head moves, but it's not like a natural movement. It's literally like his head just goes, doop, and it's like one swift jerk movement, and he's like on eye contact with you as soon as you speak.
No.
And like as you speak, Rafe, this happens, and he's like, and like there's no eyelids, so it's just these eyes in this like half skin, half skeletal face looking at you, and it's. What? Room service? No. No. Down here.
Alright, it was worth an ask.
Can you show us our rooms?
I'm going to pay to.
He stops and like freezes again. And this time, Jacqueline, I'd say with your roll, you notice that like almost like the whole form when he freezes like this. It's almost like, for lack of a better word, it's like a glitch.
Yeah.
Like the whole form, but just ever so slightly. Like it's only because you're really looking at him and trying to figure out what's going on. You see like bits of him, like an ear slightly moves, or like one of his fingers becomes two, and then is back to one. And this is like all over his body. Like his belt buckle slightly moves up and then goes back down, but like super quick.
Do I get the impression that the magic is in any way unstable?
Well, you can roll me another Arcana.
Just seeing, just observing what we're observing seems. Oh, damn, that was a nat one. Never mind.
It's weird.
Who the fuck knows what this is? It's strange.
It's weird. He saw it, and then he
on the other side of the bar. So,
and then he snaps out of this, and he, instead of saying anything, he just literally he turns to one side and he just like claps his hands twice, and he goes, and you start to hear this sort of squelching sound from somewhere near you, and it's always like this. And you watch as from behind the bar, almost made of like clay and mud and bits off the floor, you watch as these two humanoid, completely featureless figures just sort of appear behind the bar. One of them like slides off, and it doesn't take steps, it just sort of moves like it's on wheels, but it's not. And starts pouring drinks and handing them out to other customers behind the bar. The other one goes to like a little cupboard behind the bar, and you see it take two like big brass keys off these hooks, and comes around the other side of the bar and just stands there with these two keys just held out towards you all.
I hide behind Wraith.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I would guess it's like a news or not a news, an elemental or something, right?
For what reason?
My class. Because
Is it one of your little fingy things?
it's just I know that I can't work my blood magic on elemental and all that, so would I better do a check to see?
Yeah.
Or just no?
Yeah, just roll me just a straight intelligence.
Cool. Wisdom, no. Yeah, no. 4, 5, 6, 5. Still not good.
What's your spellcasting? Is it wisdom or intelligence?
Yeah.
Sorry, do it with wisdom then.
10.
Yeah, that's fine. You quite easily, like you could try bend or anything like this. This thing is completely void of blood. Sense is just essentially it's a machine made of mud and clay.
Luna don't like that. She's hiding behind Wraith.
Like it's just got this sort of like blob where like a head would be on this figure, but there are no features. It's just this ever shifting and rippling like mud and clay, just sort of all going all around its body constantly.
I'll take both keys and give one to Magda.
Okay.
But I'll also put 15 copper pieces down in front of the ghost.
The thing.
The thing.
You watch as you take the keys and you put the money down. The ghost is now like almost completely frozen in front of you, and you watch as the golem puts his hand on the coins that you've put down, and they just sort of sink into his skin, like into the mud, and just disappear somewhere. And then it turns and just begins sliding away from you all towards like this large circular set of stairs heading upwards now.
Do we I'm saying this to the thing. Be like, do we follow it?
He looks at you, you watch as his eyes flicker a few times, and then he just sinks into the bar.
That is a yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
As around this as well, this whole interaction you've had, there's people sat along the bar eating and drinking, there's people sat at tables eating and drinking, you see people like other groups of adventurers are sat around this place. As you guys know from being in Neverwinter for a long time, this is frequented by a lot of people that just come and need somewhere quiet to stay whilst they figure out the next step of their journey. Not one person looked up and thought this was strange. Not one person's turned their head to look at this like mud monster. Everyone is just having a lovely time, carrying on about their business. So yeah, this thing sort of goes and stops at the bottom of the stairs, and it turns with just nothing, completely featureless head, and looks in your general doubt, just sort of stands there waiting like this.
Follow it.
I'm just gonna follow it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still behind Wraith.
Yeah.
So as you guys follow, this thing starts to go up the stairs, and even still, there's no steps. Like there's no visible knees in this thing. Like it is just going up the stairs, and like if you're looking at the bottom of its feet, it's basically just going like this up the stairs, but not stopping at any point. It's just going, and it's these horrible like.
Is it leaving stuff behind
as it's going? No.
Okay.
No, so you're like checking the stairs for like mud, and it's clean as any. If anything, the floor is cleaner after it's gone past.
It's just sweeping stuff up.
Fluff golem.
Yeah. And
It's a humanoid Roomba.
Like those things, that you could like throw at the wall and it would just go down the side. Take a look with it.
When you described it, all I had in my head was Morph from Art Attack.
Essentially, Morph. It is. It's Morph about a face.
But without the eyes, yeah.
Yeah, there's no nose, there's no mouth, there's no nothing. It's just flat. There's nothing on there. If you would like to, anyone walking up the stairs behind this thing, who's give me a marching order up these stairs, because they're like quite thin and rickety. So who would be at the front, do you think?
I guess I'm going to be first.
Indara will be directly behind Indara will be directly behind Magda.
Magda, can you roll me an investigation?
Oh yeah, that's gonna go. Yeah, let's do that. Hee hee. Go on, first roll. Bam. That would be truly fantastic. 8 minus 1 for a 7.
Oh no.
We're all doing so well today.
No.
So you're not sure, but as you're sort of walking up and you're looking at this thing, and you're sort of watching it, and you're like, was that the handle of a tank? Was that like a random sock? And you can't make out what these items are, but there are other items that just randomly, because this thing is constantly shifting and moving, like stuff just randomly pokes out every now and again as you're walking behind it. So you see like the side of like a silver ring just pokes out, and then just ripples back into its form.
Okay. As I'm walking behind it, I'm going to be like, you know, you got a sock in your back, don't you?
Hang on.
This is going to make a mess.
So as you say that, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
What?
What?
You insulted it.
Gonna fling a sock at you.
I have advantage on dex saves against effects that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. Can I have advantage, or is this not applicable?
So you'd see this.
Yeah. Cool, I rolled the exact same number for another 7.
Okay, so as you say, you've got a sock in your back. You watch as the rippling, whereas it's been quite fluid and it sort of goes around the body in this circular motion and kind of hits the feet and then comes back up. And you watch as all the liquids, all the mud and the clay on this back begins to sort of pull into the middle. Like think of like right in the center of its back. I don't know why I don't on my back like you can see me. On the center of its back, like here.
Back cam.
Yeah. Editor. And as it does, you see it, but way too late, and you are too close behind this thing as this soggy, stinky, wet sock just comes out and just like, almost shoots out of this creature and just slaps on your face and it just slides down and off your chin. It just hits the floor, and it is like wet. It smells dirty but earthy, and like you've got this weird taste of like mud, but the faint hint of cheese in your mouth.
I wish I'd said about the silver ring now.
That probably would have been a whole tankard, Jen.
And you take 45 bludgeoning damage.
No, I've only got 32 left.
Do you imagine if you're down death by sock?
Down by sock.
Psychic damage from it, because Magda hates being dirty.
Why are you trying to Jackie?
So you follow this thing up, and you get to the top of the stairs, and you come to the second floor of this tower. As you do, first you walk out, and essentially you see a corridor, and then you think about the shape and the size of the tower outside, and this corridor doesn't seem to end. And it is just lined with rooms with like sliding doors, big wooden doors. There's like an iron door at some point. And it starts just heading straight down this corridor. And as you follow, you can hear like laughter coming from behind, and then you can hear like screams coming from behind another one, and others are silent. All these doors are shut. But then you're walking for like at least 10 minutes. Just following this mud and clay figure. You don't turn. Yeah. You get no response. It just keeps going in the straight line. You don't turn a corner. There are no corners. You see no turnings off. You just keep going in a straight line for about 10 minutes, and eventually it stops outside of just 2 plain-looking wooden doors with like these sort of antique brass, big, heavy handles on each one that are like this far apart. Like between the 2 doors, there's like that much wall. It turns, it sort of slaps both doors, and the head sort of just goes like this towards you all. The head goes back, and then you watch as the whole...
automatically duck.
No. The head turns back, and it sort of bangs the doors again, and then you watch as the whole thing like dissolves into liquid and just seeps into all the cracks in the floorboard.
I jump on the race back.
Nope.
I jump on the race
after
back.
like... Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was just
the
these
whole
little
thing's
piles of... You imagine there's these little piles of things that are like going along the corridor where it's just sunk into different floorboards.
And like after about 30, 40 seconds, you just watch this thing just like disappear through all the, like, I wouldn't say little cracks, but this is like quite an old flooring. That's like, it looks like it should be decrepit, but you're walking on it and it's strong. And like everything about this place looks like it's about to fall down, but it's not. Like the stairs, you were halfway up the stairs and you're like, shit, these are going to collapse. But you're all pounding up then. They were fine and sturdy.
Did the stairs carry on up? Or was this the top?
You didn't see any more stairs.
Right.
You went up one flight of stairs and came out into a corridor.
And did the stairs make sense that we were like near the top of the tower? Or did we just walk up a few steps and like...
So you went up, so think
space.
just like a standard sort of, you did like 2 loops.
Yeah.
Of like, so you went up to where you thought the ceiling was.
Right.
And then you just sort of popped out into this corridor.
Yeah, got you. So we're
And
like
then
high enough that we think that we're at the top of the tower.
I mean, you have no idea. You just walk for 10 minutes down a straight corridor in a seemingly 60 by 60 tower.
Yeah.
Does anyone else feel that this place is bigger on the inside than on the outside?
I think the whole thing's proper weird so far. I'm gonna put the key in the door and unlock
Yeah, I'll do the same.
the door.
The other.
So you go these 2 doors, and like the locks are literally like that far apart. Like both doors are exactly these same sort of like arched wooden doors with locks, and like the wall is like that thin between the 2 door frames. You both put keys in, you both open the doors, and at first you're met, the first thing that hits you is just the smell of like, it almost smells like a warm summer's day. Like you feel like you know that smell of like grass and sun and like flowers if you're out on a walk and it's really nice. Fucked if you got hay fever sort of smell.
Yeah.
And then you look, and both of these rooms are massive. And you go inside, and there's these like huge sort of granite walls, and it's like immaculate inside this room. Each room has a huge like carved wooden 4-poster bed. And then next to it, it has like this, like sort of these sort of privacy curtains where they've each got their own bath.
Rafe is looking very happy.
This is all right, isn't it?
He looks impressed.
There's 2 copper pieces per night per person. Pretty good deal.
I'm just going to turn to Luna on my back and say...
On your back?
Yeah, I said, yeah, she jumped up when the thing went down. She jumped off the floor. She freaked out.
Nice.
And I can imagine she's still probably there.
Yeah,
so
still looking
I'm gonna
down,
say,
Scooby-Doo in it.
That, don't be scared of that blob, because it's better than I am at my job. And maybe I should make you one when we go back to the tavern.
Please don't. Please don't.
You remember to take the money, though.
I don't care. I'd rather you forget. No.
Okay.
Who's bunking with who then?
I will be in with you, Magda.
Mind. Whichever room's got the most space now, I guess.
They're both the
Well,
same, aren't they?
he said 4 per room, didn't he? But they look quite big.
Well, just
Yeah, both
girls and
rooms
guys.
are almost identical as well.
I suppose we can do that.
That'll be 4 and 3. That works quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Girls and
I'm
boys.
gonna
Girls and boys.
pull my hood down as I step into the room. Have a look around.
You're going to pull your hood down.
Uh-huh.
Just see what everyone else sees when you pull your hood down.
Yeah. When I pull my hood down, I appear to have aged quite a lot. Like 40 years. My hair's darker, but it's shot through with like a lot of grey. And my eyes are like brown. I kind of look like me, but also kind of don't look like me. My features are just slightly different. I usually have blue eyes, but now they're brown, darker hair, quite a lot of grey.
I think Bryn would be like, what's this?
What's what?
You look different. Not in a rude way or anything, but
No, that sounded quite rude.
Respect your elders.
It's a. Is this an? It's a new look you're going for. I like it.
I thought probably best not to look, too Magdary.
You're like a chameleon. I thought you could only do
Makes
one
sense.
different look. That's really cool.
I might not have been entirely honest with you lot about something.
should we
It's all
Should we
going to
close
shut
the
the door.
The door's shut.
Yeah, it's all going
Why
to one
don't we all
room
go
and
in
shut
one
the
room
door.
and we'll have a little. We'll have a chat about it.
I'll close up our room and we'll go.
As you all now walk into a room, you almost like seemingly coming from everywhere all at once. You just hear this, welcome to the welcome to the high suite. Food and refreshments are available downstairs anytime of the day.
Can we see
I think
him,
it's
or is
quite-
it just his voice?
No, it's like this voice just coming fucking everywhere.
It's just
Like, just booming.
an
Around
intercom
town.
system.
Well, I hope that doesn't keep going off because that's going to get proper annoying.
Wonder if
I'm gonna Put my bag down.
Wonder if it goes both ways.
I don't know.
Well, if it can listen in to the rooms.
I really hope
This
not.
place wouldn't be so popular if
Yeah, all the adventurers come here. They
That's a
would want
very, very good point.
Mm.
I think other than the weird servers, it's actually pretty good here.
So you were
I've done a pub tour.
Sorry, Magda,
What's
you
the
were
pub?
going to say something to us.
Oh, was I?
Yes.
We all came
I'm
in
just
here.
going to sit on the bed and just stare at Magda.
You said that you hadn't
put
quite
stuff
been
down.
honest with us. There was someone else.
No. Well, no. I'm not actually human.
Me neither.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
The best response.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, Indara knows this. Not many people know this. It's part of the reason why my family were a bit funny about how I grew up. I'm a changeling.
Oh.
My mum was a changeling.
She turns to go into night and she sleeps in a bucket.
I've never done that, Indara.
Sorry.
I've never ever done that.
I am trying to see if they will buy it.
I am.
Right.
So my mum was a changeling, and she gave me my walking stick, and I think all of this stuff is somehow connected. But basically, as long as I've seen a person, I can change into them pretty much whenever I want. It's what I was trying to do in the prison. I wasn't trying to be ragey or anything. I was trying to change into
Awesome.
someone else and maybe trick the guards into letting us out, but I couldn't do it. So,
I mean, that's,
yeah, but it comes with its quirks. Like some of them are sort of passed down through the family. They're like, ancestral personalities. Some of them you just sort of pick up, and the ones that I just
watch
pick
at
up.
this point as Magda's stick, literally seemingly out of nowhere, still in her hand, and she sort of stood there holding it in the middle. And it looks almost like she's done this herself, but your stick comes up and literally wraps you across the side of your chin as you're talking.
Ow.
what
was that for?
Did you
you
just
sure you
hit
didn't?
yourself in the face?
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
think so. I mean, this one can be a bit doddery.
What do you mean?
Well, this because it's my gran.
Is that who you were talking to?
No. I don't even know who I'm talking to.
Hit you again.
Ow!
Harder.
That hurt. What's your problem?
From what Magda said to us on the bridge when we were heading back to the Blades ages ago, we know that the stick's apparently doing something. Just from what she told us about, her stick is talking to her, which we're not sure if we believe.
What do you mean it's your gran?
Well, this is my gran.
Oh, who you look like?
Mhm.
Oh, so the stick isn't your gran?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I thought that too.
That's yeah.
He doesn't sound
Clarified.
very doesn't sound very
Hit you again.
grand-like. Ow!
So why are you why are you hitting yourself?
I'm not hitting myself.
Like the stick keeps knocking you in the face.
But it's not me, is it?
Maybe
Well,
you
who is
should
it
put
then?
it down.
I could put it down, but I don't want to fall over.
Sit down.
Their chairs.
Sit
Can I
down
grab
on
her?
the
Can I
bed.
grab her a chair?
Yeah, there's like a few really sort of nice, big, sort of like Chesterfield style chairs around the room.
That'll do.
Alright, I sit down and I'm like, oh, that's nice on my old bones.
Yes.
Yeah, she looks like a proper grand, sat in like a proper grand chair. Like
Is
this
this
is
about to turn into
floral
the...
patterned.
Is this going to be the opening of Titanic, where you're going to tell us a tale, and we're just going to be like, we're all sat around you listening?
Yeah, the fire magically just rolls to life at the end of the room.
It's 84 years.
Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of it. It's what made me think I should come to Neverwinter in the first place, really, is to try and figure out what's going on.
So sorry, I don't feel like we properly got who or what is in your stick.
I don't know. It's whatever it is that comes out when I, go
It hits again,
rude.
but it hits really hard this time. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm
And
going
like
to
the rest of you see this red welt appear on the side of Magda's chin.
point at the stick and say, pack it in! I don't know.
Can I cast sorry, bear with me.
Fireball.
I feel like I should stop talking about it now. It's getting a bit mad.
Can I cast detect good and evil
On the
stick?
walking cane.
It explodes. You die.
So yeah, basically I don't really know much about my heritage or anything like that, and so that's what I was hoping to find out.
So as far as I'm aware, I don't have to touch the object. It just says, as an action, you can detect good and evil, and to the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
I always hated that.
Stick's fine, but everyone in the group is flashing like different colours.
Yeah. Oh, guys, we've got some problems.
I think someone. Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't use that spell much as a paladin.
So you cast Detect Good and Evil.
Mhm.
So the rest of you notice that like Jacko goes quite quiet and sort of grips his symbol.
He looks like contemplating prayer.
Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh la la.
Oh my goodness. Turns out your brother's pissed off your god for both of you.
Yeah. He really smashed that thing. That's a 21, baby.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to get good rolls.
You've used this a few times, like in your life for various different things, and normally it's quite straightforward, and you get an answer or you don't.
Mm.
If it's one of the things, then yes. If it's not, then no. There's nothing else that pops up like in the immediate vicinity of the room that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
The cane, you start to sense something about the cane, and for the first time ever using this spell, you're not sure what you're sensing, and for a second it feels like it's almost fighting what you're trying to do, to the point where like your vision begins to blur and your temples begin to throb.
Mm-hmm.
You manage to sort of knuckle down and you grin and bear it for a few seconds, but it hurts for a minute. You don't take any damage, but you only get like a real bad temple headache. It's that, and you're almost like fuck, like real bad brain freeze, but painful. This passes, and you sort of refocus back on the cane, and there is something coming through. You're not entirely sure. At first you think, is this undead? And then you think of where you are. There's something faintly celestial about this, is what you can take from it. But whatever you're trying to find, you get the sense that it's powerful, and it very much just let you know it doesn't want you poking around.
Anyway, that's it really. I'm sort of getting the impression that the stick don't want me to talk about too much.
No.
Which is really helpful considering I want to know more, but that's fine, I suppose.
I think it's a bit of a dickhead, really.
He's been alright so far.
Hit you in the face 3 times.
Well, this is the first time. I've had it for a long time. So, anyway.
Do you think it didn't want you to tell us?
I don't know. Can't see why not.
Maybe once he gets to know us a bit better. My trust to say.
Maybe.
Damien.
I don't really know what else I can tell you because I don't really understand it very well. My mum probably could have told me more, but she left. So, and my dad and my gran, my dad's mum, they weren't really keen on people knowing about it. It was only Indara who found out, and that was sort of by accident. And then I got in trouble where we were in Silvery Moon, and I had to leave, so no one else there really knew either, and so it just made me look more guilty, apparently. And so I left, and I thought when I came here, maybe I just wouldn't tell people, because I was sort of brought up to believe that people wouldn't like it very much.
Would you tell us what you did?
I was looking after kids in the house. That's what I was employed to do. I was a nanny, bit of a maid, bit of a nurse sometimes. And there was someone else who worked there, and he wasn't nice at all. And he had a bit of a temper on him, and he lashed out at the kids one day, and I lost my temper for the first time. You know, the kind of green feathery temper. And I got a bit mad, and I hit him, and people came in and they thought that I was threatening the kids, partly because that's what he said happened. And then I lost my job, and so I had to leave. And unfortunately, my dad and my gran didn't really stick up for me much. Well, they gave me a bit of money and stuff, and they helped me get out, but they said that they couldn't really do much because we didn't have much money, and they didn't want my little sister to have her chances ruined. So I left, and Dad said best thing to do would be to try and figure out all of this stuff. So I came to Neverwinter, and Dara had her own troubles, and we sort of met up in the middle.
That's one way to describe it.
And then, as it turns out, that bloke sort of showed himself up to be what he was anyway, but no one's come to get me. To be fair, I didn't tell him where I was going, so that might be why.
They're also not the type to admit they were wrong. Like that.
You want to go back?
I miss my family. They've got their problems. I'm a bit cross with them for sort of hiding me away and not teaching me things because they were worried, and not telling me that they were worried, because I reckon if I'd known, then maybe I would have turned out a bit different. But I still miss them. My little sister's a right pain in the arse, eh?
Clears her throat and just turns around on the bed.
My little sisters are shit as well. They're naughty.
Yeah, well, she was really obsessed with the stick, you know? But my mum gave it to me, and it was mine, and it was the only thing she gave to me, and, with my limp and everything, it was mine. So she was just, don't know.
You talked to it though?
Recently, yeah.
Did they?
No. I didn't really know I could.
But they
Does
never
your sister have-
mentioned.
No.
Is your sister like you?
No. She's like Dad. Wish I was like Dad.
You're great, Magda.
Well, thanks. But it's just been no end of trouble.
Who wants a peaceful life?
Well, I mean,
After the
couldn't go amiss.
the fire and the prison and stuff, I think a peaceful life sounds quite nice, actually.
It's enough excitement for a while, at least.
As long as we don't do it again anytime soon, I thought it was all
Or ever.
billing.
Do it again ever, okay?
Aren't we going to get in a whole heaps of trouble now anyway?
We're already in a whole heaps of trouble if we don't do this job.
So we all agreed then, one last stint of trouble. And then we are
In trouble for the rest of our life.
One last job, and then we're out.
Jacqueline's eyes are flitting between the stick and Rin, and being like, I mean, I'm sure there's more trouble, but
I mean, on the bright side, Corvin seems to like troublemakers.
I don't know whether
Get in there.
I don't think Corvin is worth getting involved.
I don't think it'd be very good for you.
I don't think he'll be very happy to see you.
He doesn't have
At
to
least
know
it
it's
does look
me,
quite
does
clean,
he?
though.
That's weird.
Not like that.
That's a little weird, though.
I don't know.
Well, in the spirit of being honest,
Fucking hell, everyone's coming out.
Right, we know the title of this one. Backstory
In
Central.
the spirit of being honest.
In the spirit of being honest, yeah.
I am not really who Wraith. That is my, shall you say, like an alter ego that I took on as I am really from. Do you know the name Palazar?
Does Zendara know the name Pal?
I would like Indara and Magda to roll a history check. Indara,
Oh.
you can roll with advantage.
Make it roll intelligence checks. Dude.
That's a 2 and a 19, so that'd be 19 plus nada. 19.
I want my budgie dice.
I want the budget.
You put.
I love a budgie. I can't
buy
find
you
my
a little
budgie
budgie.
dice. Oh no. I got it.
Fuck you
Where's the
won't.
budgie?
Oh no, I know what I need to do. I need to crochet a budgie for Jenny to wear during the session.
Oh my god!
16.
Yes.
16.
Yeah.
Magda, you've heard the name. And you know it's important, but you can't quite remember why. You know, it's almost like a household name in some places. Indara.
Yeah.
You know the name from your father and your brother.
Of course she does.
And your family has worked very closely with the Palazar family
Yeah.
on things that
But
you
not-
were never quite allowed to know about
Yeah.
because you weren't magical.
Oh,
It's a
so,
scribbling look.
so you just you just pretended to be someone else?
Wraith, are you sure about this?
If we're in this together like this, I think I need to. If we were arrested, they must know who I am.
I've heard of you. Well, I've heard Palazar, but I haven't heard. I don't really. Who?
So I am the second-born son of the Palazars, and my brother Anthony. He's in charge of the family. My real name's Benedict, and.
Well, that makes sense. I thought Anthony and Rafe was a bit of a weird choice.
See, you're still in there. Still are
It's like
Magda.
predetermined trouble child, isn't it? Wraith.
I met Luna and Riz, and they lived in the village, where and their parents worked in the castle. We became friends, and I never really had much duty, as my brother taking over the family business. I did help when my father died, but I was able to leave a few years ago, and come and experience the life of someone without a title. You know, a real life.
I mean, I just ran away to the woods to do that.
Yeah, we had some nearby woods, but not far enough for me.
No.
And well, Luna Arisen, they moved 10 years ago, and we kept in contact with Scylla sending stones, and they took me in after all that time.
As Benedict is talking about the family and mentions the village and is talking about the family business, I'd say both of you with a 16 and a 19, and being from sort of like their neck of the woods that way. Indara, Magda, you're sort of racking your brain where you think you know this name from. And you can remember seeing it stamped on carts and boxes, stuff to do with machines. Indara, with your 19, it takes you a minute, but your entire estate was manned and tended to by things that had the Palisar name stamped on them. And you remember that the Palisars make automatons. And you never thought much of it. They were there since you were a kid. They did the gardening, they did the cooking, they did the cleaning. They did everything else. But you recognize the name of Rivenwald, and was very much, as Benedict's talking, you're like, that village didn't exist until the Palisars turned up, and the village was built around that business.
Was your family that one that was always on them carts and stuff?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh.
Just about every aspect of my home was maintained by things your family made.
Yes, my grandfather did very well building this empire, shall we say.
Yeah, my father was quite impressed. He and my brother, worked quite closely with your family, I understand.
What was your last name?
Dylan.
And can I history for that? Wait. Dirty 20.
Now the good rolls are coming out, look.
I know.
Give it time. Give it
So
time.
to have one.
Everyone's getting in now.
Yeah.
The fuck's all your stuff, Indara? There it is.
Spell the last name?
Daelen.
E-A-E-L-E-N. Yeah. Cool.
With a dirty 20, you now, and hearing the last name, you have a very distinct memory of a point not long before you left, and you were sort of stepping down, and your brother was taking over running the business. You remember a meeting with a couple from somewhere, you can't quite remember where they came from, but they were esteemed almost and held in high regard with anything to do with the arcane. And you remember the names Franz and I don't how do you pronounce it, Lily? Is it Gert?
I can't remember what. Gert.
Gert. There you go. With Franz and Gert Delen. And with a dirty 20, I'll say you remember that you were asked to leave that meeting.
Oh.
Not for any reason of your own, but after sort of talks of finance and stuff, your brother sort of, not horribly, but it was like, and you left because you were never that asked anyway.
Yeah.
And they finished that meeting without you.
Yeah, fair enough. Were your parents France and Gert?
Unfortunately, yes.
Did I think he was a bit pompous?
No more pompous than yourself or Anthony or your own father.
Truly pompous person who doesn't notice how pompous they are.
There's levels though.
He reminded you very much of your own father. Business first, pleasantries later, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you have any more ideas than I do of what they wanted to work with your family on?
The inner workings, I am sort of rather rusty on, considering I left quite a few years ago now. That they were constantly, going above and beyond with their inventions. That I'm sure if I told you had anything to say, it'd be not with the times.
Yeah, this. Not surprising. Okay.
Those collars though that we were wearing in the prison, those were designed by, certainly my family, but whether your father was involved.
My father was aware of them. I don't know whether he was involved at all. That is concerning, though.
Well, that's a strange turn of events, isn't it?
Yeah, does anyone else have anyone else concealing another identity or something?
No.
No.
Well, hang on. I wasn't hiding any. Well, I sort of was, but I wasn't. I did the orc thing before, and nobody really said anything. So I was like, well, all right then. No one cares. That's all right.
Whilst you're saying that, Zhentarim is just looking at the stick.
Kinky.
Thought the orc thing was a one-off, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I wasn't necessarily talking about you.
Well, you're looking in my sort of direction.
Well, if I'm honest, I don't want to say too much and then you get hit with your stick again.
But staring is rude, darling.
Is he, what? I don't understand.
We'll talk about it later.
Why?
We just will.
Will we? You've been really weird.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about everything.
Yeah, we don't. I mean,
Why?
Some things are best left unsaid. Unqueried.
And what?
Queried.
It means unquestioned.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, unfortunately, I can take on a different personality, but I don't get any smarter. So,
what sort of time is it?
You're coming on for like evening now. It's getting to like tea time. As you're all sort of stood there and the conversation is beginning to wind down and everyone's sort of reflecting on all of that just got revealed. Jesus. The door to the room you're in just rattles, like, and you hear these loud thumps. Now you hear like dish, 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 dish.
pull out my axe and go to the door.
I'm going to go open the door.
Yeah.
As you open the door, you are met once again with this spectral figure from the bar downstairs.
Put my axe away.
Oh,
I forgot you're like half on the lamb, aren't you?
I'm going to pull my hood
This is
back up.
that.
Oh no, it was fully out.
I'm fucking ready.
It's a loot, sorry.
Luna, as you open the door, you're met with this figure again that stands there, and like it's sort of like floating off the floor now. So it's like its eye line is way above you, and as you open the door, its head just sort of goes and jerks down towards you.
Yes.
May I enter?
Yes.
As you say that, it goes through you.
I throw up.
And it feels. It doesn't feel like disgusting. It just feels weird because it doesn't feel like it's just going through you. It feels like it's going through you. Like you can almost feel this. I don't know how to. Like a slowness. Like it almost drags through your entire body to the point where you feel it inside.
Ew.
And you feel it like wrap around your ribs and like your internal organs as it goes through you. It doesn't hurt. There's no pain. But it's like almost like you kind of stuck walking through like, I don't know, jelly for a minute
All I can
as
think
it goes through you.
All I can think is, is that what it's like for everyone else? It doesn't matter. That's actually quite pleasant. Never mind. I thought it was painful.
And it's like it's a little cold and you're like, phew. And it says like these shivers and you get like goosebumps all down your arm and
I just stand staring outside the hallway for a bit. Like, okay.
And the rest of you see this happen and you see this figure come in and it the whole body spins so fast back towards you, Luna. Like almost like whoop, and almost like you don't see it turn. It's just almost all of a sudden facing the other way.
Nice.
Please close the door. Come in.
Okay, and I just shut the door. Just look at the ghost.
As you shut the door and you turn around, it sort of like floats over to a room where it's like it's more central part of the room where it's more central to all of you, and you can also see all of you. And it goes, and you watch as like it sort of drops half a foot, and almost like it starts to rest on the floor, but it's still sort of hovering there. The arms that are normally in this like outward position since you've seen it just sort of drop to its side, and you watch as its hand starts and then it starts rubbing its hands together, and then it goes, right then, now there's no one else around, I know who you are, let's have a good chat. And we'll take a quick break and we'll make a drink.
Luna fires off again.
Sorry, who was saying about concealed identities?
Well,
He was downstairs just like, I've been summoned.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. So I didn't say a word.
Turns out there is room service after all.
Anyway, welcome back. Come back to Only Dragons.
That's where it starts. I'm not cutting that first bit in. It's just going to be welcome back to Only Dragons.
Sold. Cool. So yeah, this figure comes out of the room, and as he does, you watch. As I explained before we had the break, his whole demeanor sort of changes. It's almost like he's standing on the floor rather than floating above it, and then he just turns toward you and he goes, "Ryan, I know who you are. Shall we have a little chat?" Yeah.
Wait, so you were just being awkward downstairs for the shits of it, yeah?
He looks like you watch as like his mouth opens. He goes, and he tuts like this weird look, but it's not like a proper tut. It's like this weird raspy like noise as he tries to tut because he hasn't got any lips or tongue.
Oh.
But he looks like his mouth's slightly open and he looks really offended. and like kind of hurt if you could see his emotions properly with the skin and the bones and stuff. Good. That, darling, that is my that's my front. That's for the tavern, that is. That keeps people paying, keeps them drinking, keeps this place from falling down. It's not awkward. What's wrong with you? As he says this, you watch as his whole jaw just swings like a foot to the left and back. Like almost like it just goes like, but it's really quick, just like
All right, well, why
like
don't you
this
tell us
like
who
flicker
you,
with it.
why don't you
Your
tell us who
servant
you,
threw a
who
sock
you-
at me.
Why don't you
Like,
tell
you're
us
probably
who
lucky it
you
wasn't
think?
something heavier.
Why don't you tell us who you think we?
He looks at you, Jackie. He goes, adventurers! You've come to play the games, yes?
Games?
Games.
The games!
Which
You come to play the games, yes.
Yeah. So here's the thing:
They all come.
saying the games more doesn't define what the games actually are.
But it's the games. If you're here, you know what they are, dear.
No.
Bloody hell, why are you here then?
What is
We
that?
needed
Ruben?
somewhere to stay.
Can we just
Yeah.
People only come to Long because they want to play the games.
No, not necessarily.
I didn't know.
I do quite
wanted
like
to play
games.
the games.
And what are the games?
For-
Tell
For
us
the fact
about them.
that we are here to not play the games and also staying in this, you're saying isn't true.
Lost me notes.
Well, hang on. I quite like games. What?
Damien suddenly
What
forgot what
are?
the games are.
I know.
What are the games?
D&D.
I've lost my fucking
We've got
notes.
chess, we've got checkers, we've got Monopoly.
Snakes and ladders.
Oh my god, genius! Yeah, he's just running a game board tavern.
Oh, is it poker?
I don't know whether you've ever heard of it. But
Where's
there's
the
a game
games?
called-
Okay,
There's a
okay.
little game
Right, I'm
called
with you, I'm with you,
Dungeons
with
and
you.
Dragons.
I can do this.
Get the games.
No.
That's great. What are the
Everyone
games?
comes to play Mad Lom's games, the Catacomb Trials.
Right.
Catacombs.
I didn't
I mean,
understand
sounds
half of those
fun.
words.
Let's go. And he sort of stops flapping his ghostly hands about, but as he does, one like shoots off somewhere and just disappears for a minute before it comes back. And like this glitchiness that was happening downstairs that you noticed, Jacqueline, is happening, but now he's more animated. It's almost like it's happening more. Like at one point you see like his eyeball just goes like rolls to the back of his head and comes back again and stuff like this. And it's happening more the more excited he gets. And it's the shimmer that seems to be sort of holding him together is becoming a bit more jagged when these things happen. Let's go back. And he comes forward and he bows. As he bows, is like his whole torso sort of shifts up and then back down again. But he does this really deep, long bow to all of you. And I am L'Homme Nouvel. And he just looks at you like this and goes, I am L'Homme Nouvel.
Would we be
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Can we
Can I
think
roll
about
a
the 10
history?
years we've been at? Yeah.
No, Jackie, you already know. You were the one that told
Yeah,
us.
you were the
earlier.
one who knew.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
It's
He
that
goes,
wizard side.
"Right. Fine. 1,000 years ago, it got claws and arenas. Oh, God, I
I'm
miss
sorry,
it.
we've had a long day.
1,000 years ago?
Yes.
Well, how old does that make you then?
He just literally taps his nose. Because it's rude, lady, to ask someone's age. And he looks at you still in your old form and he goes, how would you like it if I asked you?
Well, I think you'd be surprised to hear the answer.
He looks like puzzled, or he would if he had eyebrows. And then anyway, this is my tower. They used to call me the Architect of Neverwinter, the Grand Magister. No, still nothing. Fine. It's been a long time. Fine, whatever. Look, anyway, people come to play the games. And they come to play in the Catacomb Trials. They've been around a long time. The bar full of adventurers, they're all here to do the same. And I thought that's why you were here, so I thought I'd come up here and give you the spiel, but we're clearly not interested, so old Lom will toodaloo.
Well, no, I'm quite interested.
Explain. I could.
Just ignorant, I think.
He sort of comes back around and he's like, okay. The trials are dangerous and deadly. And you might not come out alive. But the reward at the end is more than you could ever imagine if you survive Madlom's catacomb trials.
So, what have other people won in the past?
Some have.
No,
Some are still here.
What have other people won in the past?
He leans in really close and goes, Duff.
Jackarin visibly just puts his head in his hands, like he's a walking
I like
advert.
stuff.
I also like stuff.
Right, well, I mean, we are quite busy though.
Are we? Really?
We're supposed to lay low for a couple of days anyway.
We'll stay busy.
What if this stuff helps
Is
us?
this really? Is
fix
this
the
really
stuff that
lying? Is this really lying low though?
Yeah, we'll be
taking
in
part
catacombs.
in a giant tournament?
We'll be in
Can't
catacombs.
get much lower than
Is it
catacombs. They're
Mr.
underground.
Ghost person, is it like out in the open? Does everyone hear about it, or is it just like whoever comes to the tavern?
Now, see, when I built this place, it's very exciting. I built a whole secret catacomb system underneath, and nobody knows about it.
There you go, sorted.
Except for everyone that turns up for the games.
Yeah, but it sounds like.
Well, you didn't know about the
everyone
games, did you?
No, and we just happened to walk into a
love
place
this guy.
filled with people all here for the same reason.
Yeah,
that might die at the same time. So
All
easy.
people who know exactly where everything is.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Oh, don't be so boring.
why are you talking so much about? You're thinking so much.
Stop using your brain.
Why are you thinking,
No one else
and
does.
talking so much? Stop it. Back in.
Upstairs, you
Jack-
get stuff.
Look at it this way. The last time we thought something through, we ended up burning down half the town.
No, we didn't.
How bad could
No,
it be
that
if
never
we had-
happened.
I will have no fires.
Yep, we didn't
He
cause
sort of,
one.
like, you watch as his finger flickers, and the hands come out again, and he's like, any damage to the inn must be paid for in full with interest.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
Not awkward. It's a customer-facing role, see?
I see.
Very informative. If you all went, ooh, then.
What's the problem, Jackarin?
Well, I just don't know whether we should be taking part in public games.
It's not public. It's
Oh, they're not
underground.
In
public.
public.
He just said it's underneath.
Yeah, one. He
I'm sorry.
literally said one.
I'm sorry. Who's downstairs?
I don't know.
Adventurous.
The
Adventures.
public.
They're not the public. They're
A whole
Adventurous.
adventures.
bunch
Once
of
then, are we?
people.
It's fine. It's a
Huh?
bunch.
Not all going at once. We'll just
Surely
be
they're not all called public, though.
Yeah.
They've probably all got their own names.
Would make more sense. They look like there's a few humans there as well.
He interrupts, and he's like, sorry. Do you mean downstairs in the bar? All those?
Yes.
Yes. They're not real.
Oh no.
You are.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I like the way your eyebrows do this furrowy thing.
I like him.
I love him. Can we keep him?
Look, I've been around a long time. The game's been around a long time. Have you ever heard of them? Clearly not, because you looked at me like I'd walked in with a fucking stalk on my head. Once you leave, you won't remember them. No one does. It's part of the contract.
Oh,
What if we win? Do we remember him then?
You get your things? No.
Oh.
You just have these things. And off you fuck.
Are you
As long
looking
as you
for-
are, as long as you are staying within the tower, you will remember. But when our business is concluded and your stay is ended, off you go with some nice, pretty, shiny stuff.
Yeah,
I like
let's do it.
pretty
I
shiny
like stuff.
What do you
Stuff is
get
pretty
out of this?
What?
What do you get out of it?
People to fuck with.
Well, it's fun, isn't it? I've got nothing else to do. I've been around an awfully long time.
I mean,
Can't do much as a ghost, see?
Bits.
Why does this sound like Squid Game?
What happens if we
Check
What
them
happens
as-
if we
check them as watches.
don't do it? But now that you've told us about the games, we just go
He
off
leans
that
in.
knowledge.
He leans in like almost nose to nose with you, Jack, and he goes, "Oh well then, dear. I'd have to fucking murder you."
Are you looking for
No,
a
you'll just
party to
forget
join?
No, just you'll forget when you leave anyway.
Just to be clear, we only forget about the games, right?
No, your whole life. Names the lot. No, of course. Names are stupid.
Jackarin does that kind of like tongue in mouth thing, like he's a sarcastic little fuck, isn't he?
I love him.
I am, and you can't punch a ghost.
Can you be
I
our
mean, you can
friend
try.
forever?
It's really funny.
What you say, Zoriel?
So, can you be our friend forever? Can we just be friends?
I suppose I do have friends. I've got the golems, but they don't speak much.
No,
No, you don't like them? No?
There's
No, they're
nothing.
just husks. There's nothing in there.
There's nothing going to be in the catacombs like that, is there?
I can't tell you. That'd be cheating.
I'm sorry. So do you just
Freaking out.
you just advertise the games to anyone who wanders in?
Not anyone, no. I'm not dragging the postman in and going, fucking get down there and do this, you twat. No, that'd be silly. But you've turned up with armor and weapons, clearly a group of adventurers.
Yeah, but how does
We're doing it.
Jackarin is like, how the fuck do you get business for something that no one knows about?
Because he just comes
Because
up and
they
asks
come to the
us.
tavern and then the games are there.
Yeah.
I don't know why
What's
why is this
the
confusing
game-
for you?
So the games just happen all the
Who
time.
doesn't want to go to a tavern with a funny ghost and golems serving drinks? That's the draw in. And then
I
if I
didn't
deem
like
you
the bit with
suitable,
the sock, though.
well, being a ghost, I'm not. My magic isn't quite what it was back in the day, and there's little niggles here and there. But you are lucky. At least it wasn't a really heavy tanker that twatted you in the face, eh?
Well, I suppose, but I still didn't enjoy it.
Well, I'm sure nobody would. And I mean, I don't know where that sock came from, or even how long it's been rattling around inside of him.
Well, the smell was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
Yes. I tried sometimes to sit and remember smell. But never mind. No, it's okay.
luckily, Grandma doesn't seem so bothered about dirt, so that's all right.
Don't worry about
As you
it.
see, your rooms are immaculate. There are feedback forms when you leave if you'd like to fill one out if you've got any complaints.
No, it's not the room. It was just a sock.
It's gone now. It's probably been sucked up by another one.
How many
So
have you
the
got?
games. Are we playing the games?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we are playing this game.
Yes.
We are playing the game.
He looks
Yeah.
like directly at you, Jackarin, except one of his eyes is just sort of like slightly outside of the socket and then juts back in as he does. And he's like, and are you joining them?
Jackarin's like, what do you want me to do? Sign a fucking waiver?
So there is
Yeah.
a contract that you must
Of course
sign.
there is.
Well, that's how you forget when you leave. So there's nothing nefarious. You can read through it. I will give you the evening to decide. I'll send up some drinks and food. I didn't want to say it downstairs, then every fucker will want it. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard as a ghost to maintain the magic on all the golems.
And with the games, does everyone go at the same time?
No. You can go singly. You can go as a group. We do run quite a fun one where you can race against another group. That one's quite popular.
It's an escape room.
And what was that? you took the conversation from the beginning of this and just changed it.
Yeah, I didn't write all this down 3 months ago. I just made it up now.
Because we were talking about escape rooms earlier. Yeah. What was the name of the games again?
Mad Lom's Catacomb Trials.
Is that your dog in the
I
room?
admit it probably could be.
Magda, why's your budgie making that noise?
That could be taken many different ways. That sentence.
Budgie definitely wants to do the games.
So there is. Would you like any more information, or do you need time to make your mind?
No, they're doing games.
But we'll have a drink
Yeah,
and
I
food
mean-
first.
Food, drinks,
Yes,
and a copy of the
well-
contract would be.
Also, probably
Great.
good question. Is it dangerous enough that you could die?
Oh, of course. It would be fun if it wasn't, wasn't it?
Right.
I
And
feel
is
like
there
he
any-
opened with
And
that.
is there any?
Yeah.
Is there any way of? Well, I mean, do you save us if we nearly die, or we just die?
But don't die.
Okay.
Right. So you don't save us. That's good to know.
No.
Well, it
life
seems pretty
advice right
simple
there.
to me.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
Let's
Magda gets it.
sacrifice that. Don't die.
Look, there's 4 trials. Each one's very different from the other. There's not a. I don't have a high percentage of people that die.
Just the stupid one.
I
Oh,
like
we're
that.
buggered then.
Yeah, we are
I
screwed.
don't think I got much hope then, really.
Not looking good.
So,
anyway.
Confidence,
just
people.
because
Jesus. I mean, God.
I actually would quite like to recover 18 hit points. Can we do it tomorrow, or does it have to be
The games will run any night you want.
We'll do it tomorrow.
So you are. I'm just going to say now, outside of this conversation, you are now on Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Oh, that's
Got an
what
appointment. We've got an appointment.
Do
I've
we
got
have
the person to
appointments still, though?
Yeah.
Technically.
Can we?
Maybe
can
we
leave
could
and
have a
come
little
back?
rest.
Yeah, let's just have a
Well, how long are you planning on staying with us here at the Fallen Tower?
A few days,
We're-
Oh, then
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, we can do it whenever you haven't got plans.
and we're not
They're
gonna.
not going anywhere. They're underground.
But we're not going to leave and forget, and then come back, and then go, oh, games, and then leave,
No.
and then come back,
Don't
and
have
oh,
this whole
games.
conversation again.
Because that's
No,
going to get really
no.
tiring.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't want to do that every day. Fuck that.
Okay, good.
Christ. Look, I'll leave you to think about it. And I'll leave you with the waivers and stuff to fill out, okay? You
how
fill these
long
out.
do the games take?
Well, that entirely depends on you, doesn't it?
Are we talking hours? Are we talking days?
It could be anything from hours to the rest of your lives. No, it just depends if you die or not, really.
Okay.
Well, only
But if
because
you're
I could have a
interested,
little
I
rest and
will-
then we could just go.
Oh, no, you can't do it tonight. I've
Oh,
already got somebody else in there tonight, sorry. Sorry, I probably should have opened with that. It's quite busy here,
Oh.
see?
well, if all things go well tomorrow, we could do it tomorrow night.
Well, we're going late.
Yeah.
Are we?
We
Yeah,
are
so-
busy.
It might have to be the night after.
Yeah, we'll do it Sunday. There we go.
But I didn't get to go shopping.
We'll do it in the morning.
We don't have some money anymore.
Got some.
You watch as he floats sort of back over to the door, like his feet are only like this far off the floor now, and he seems a bit more relaxed about how he moves. And he waves his hand and the door opens, and outside you see one of the like clay golems again. And it stood there, like both of its hands have sort of merged into one like kind of weird flat stump. And on it, it's just carrying this huge tray with like tankards full of ale and like big like plates full of meat and cheese and bread and other bits and like some vegetables and salads and stuff. And it comes in and places it down on like this. There's like a small little seating area in the corner of the room. Places it down, and then its arms separate, and as it does, you watch as like its right hand becomes like this big flat surface, and like 7 pieces of paper just sort of out of its skin.
Nice.
Then it puts it down on the table next to it, and then it just sort of goes and glides out of the room again. And you watch as Lom shuts the door behind, and he's like, "Okay, so food and drinks. I'll add it to your tab. We'll settle up before you leave. waivers, have a think. Once you signed, you're in. So make a right decision. But it's good fun. And the prizes are fantastic.
So you're not actually
Long.
going to tell us what the prizes are?
No, where's the fun in that?
Naturally.
He looks... Sorry, go on.
You wouldn't happen to have any like fancy clothes or anything, would you, that we could borrow?
Fancy clothes?
Fancy
You don't.
clothes.
I wouldn't get dressed up for the trials.
No, for something else. Fancy clothes for a fancy lady. Doesn't really matter what size they are.
I have some
I can make it work.
clothes that have been preserved since my non-corporeal days, but... And he sort of looks himself up and down and he goes, unsurprisingly, I don't have any ladies' clothes.
A lost and found. Things that have
Maybe.
been left behind.
We don't get a lot of fancy-clothed people in here,
We
though.
can go shopping tomorrow.
Did we say that we were gonna? It was gonna be a lady, or because I can make it work.
I think we only chose you because you would be the most convincing at playing the part.
But she can
I
make it
could-
work.
I could make men's clothes work. Is what I'm saying.
We'll think of it.
Look, why don't I send down some bits out of the lost and found, whatever is left behind, and you can have a rifle through.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Free of charge. I won't put it on your tab.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's good too.
I see, this is why I run the business and you fight the monsters, isn't it? Anyway, lovely. I've got somebody downstairs to try and fight a golem. I must dash.
Okay.
And you watch as he goes towards the door. He doesn't open the door, and he goes through the door. And then as soon as he gets outside the door, you hear, "Any fighting or damage within the fallen tower will be paid for in full with interest." This booming voice going off down the corridor,
Oh my god.
and then
Oh.
you sort of sit there for a few minutes contemplating stuff, and then you hear like this tiny little rap at the door, and he pokes his head back through the door and he goes, "Oh, sorry, one more thing, and then I will leave you alone. I don't do this often." And he motions to his head, just sort of floating through the door like this. You will need a name for the games. It's on the sheet. Figure it out, write it down. Okay. Goodbye. And off he fucks.
Okay.
I knew we could get room service.
Yeah, and like as you start drinking and tucking in, this shit's good. Like it's some of the best food you've had in Neverwinter. Like it's like fresh meat. Like and Dara, you can tell that this was caught like today, if yesterday at a push. It's fresh meat, it's good cheese, it's fresh baked breads, it's good ale, it's good wine. Nothing Benedict.
I think games
is
sound
used
fun.
to, but
Nice
Sorry,
little
Jane,
change
go
of pace.
Is there a thought of a team name?
Oh, fuck no.
I think Fire Starters has a ring to it.
I think fire starters is a little answer now.
bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say, whoever that voice was.
We sure we should just be playing games? I mean,
That'd be funny. If all we get out of it are shiny, expensive things, we are very, very short on money. This seems like quite an easy way to get enough to live on for a while.
I mean,
are we still,
correct
are we
me.
still going for our meeting tomorrow?
This was my question, because the Blades are going to know we're there,
The thing is,
and we cannot rely on Bright Blade to have kept his involvement in our escape quiet from them. They're going to know that we were supposed to be there. Is it wise to risk our cover if we are undercover and hiding from everybody?
The guards don't care. The guards don't care
Didn't
what
have
we
any
do.
guards
aren't we?
bother us.
Yeah.
I
We
know
haven't-
this guards wouldn't bother us, but there's a difference between the guards will not bother you and you get into a fight with the Veil and they come running.
We're not going to
I'm
get in a
trying to
fight with them.
remember.
We're going to get invited to them if we can. That's the whole
I-
idea, which could lead us towards the
but-
Zhentarim.
I have a feeling that we actively told someone in the Blades that we had that meeting. I think we
Yeah, we
told
did.
Lyra
We told Lyra.
It doesn't matter.
specifically, but we're not going to be investigating. I mean, well, yeah,
We're not investigating those three anymore. We're going to go and try and get a little bit more closer to the Zhentarim.
Didn't
instructed by
Celery
Lyra's
Man
boss's
say that it was
boss's
alright?
boss.
One more time. Magda. Magda.
Jen, no one heard you.
What?
We didn't hear
I said,
you.
didn't Celery Man say it was going
I
to be
did.
alright?
Celery, man.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alariac.
Right playing.
Celeriac.
Celeriac.
Salary man.
Again, I hate
got it,
dumb
Jen.
people.
All that.
But didn't he say it was alright and they were just going to leave us alone?
Yeah.
I mean, he is in charge of the entire Blades
does-
organization. Like, if he says it's okay, then I think we're probably okay.
But does going to the Undervale help us get to the Zhentarim?
I'd say something close to, anyway.
I didn't think they were connected. I thought they were more rivals than.
Yeah, but
They're
imagine if we
they're
get in, the
completely separate.
Zhentarim's going to take notice of us more if we somehow get away into the Vale.
The Zhentarim are already aware of us.
Yeah, but they don't want us.
Anyone
They
that
want
to roll a
us.
history check? Very quickly.
Well, my dice can yeet itself into.
I mean, I'm going to, but that'll be hilarious.
17.
Oh, fucking hell. 18.
5 with advantage.
Go on, Bobs.
Yeah, dumb Bob.
Where did everyone else get?
5 with advantage.
18.
5 with
yeah.
an advantage.
Ouch.
That's the
Anyone above 12, because you were all there. You remember the conversation with Lyra when you told her about your meeting with Rendra, and obviously you remember from those of you that went to Rendra's, he is meeting essentially a contact from the Undervale. He's not meeting them in the Undervale, he's meeting a contact from the Undervale who's got a shipment of exotic animals for him. And he wants you guys to come along and just sort of act as muscle because he owes him a bit of money. He's going to try and get the money for this as well. But he just wants someone there as a bit of reassurance. He's a bit scared. When you spoke to Lyra about this, she told you that Datari, that you now know is called Datari, but she told you that she had been looking for a long time for a way into the Undervale, but couldn't find a way in because the Vale's grasp, being obviously the opposite Thieves Guild faction to the Zhentarim within the city, doesn't want the Zhentarim encroaching on their turf. Continue.
I was. Like I said.
I think it sounds like what we need to do. And also, I was really looking forward to getting dressed up and looking a bit fancy.
We can go shopping tomorrow for you. Pop out in the morning, see
Yeah.
if there's anything nice.
See what comes from the lost and found, and then buy anything that we're missing. How does that sound?
I mean, I could go try and get some extra money tonight.
Do I need to look
Rest-
fancy
rest-
anymore, though, or can we just go?
Anyway, question. How much money have I got access to?
Daddy.
Send it in a message, do not let us know.
Pennies, please.
Money.
What's on your... Let me check your
Yeah,
character sheet a minute.
exactly.
Our original plan was that you were going to dress up fancy because we were going to use you like a potential buyer, or you were looking to.
Yeah, you were going to be like an exotic pets buyer.
Oh yeah, no, the plan wasn't the plan.
And we don't have the money to pay that off anymore anyway, do we? So
No, but
No.
if we get extra money,
Find out.
But wasn't the plan that we were going to do that expire to try and get information on the one who making the creepy?
yeah, but if
the animals.
we fuck that off, essentially,
I don't
we're
think there's
getting
any
away
reason why
in.
we can't still try and figure that out.
We're trying to figure it out, but also get into the Undervale because the Zhentarim are trying to get in, and that would be a
Zhentarim,
big
yeah,
radar
yeah.
flash for them to go. Let's go talk to those two lot, please. Now,
That was
So,
it, wasn't
yeah,
it?
sorry,
I was
I
going to
think-
pose as a buyer, and
Yeah.
I was going to demand to
and the brothers are
see
going
more
to be
stuff,
your bodyguards,
What
and
were
the
you
rest of us
gonna
going to hide in the
buy?
shadows.
Yeah.
more animals. I was going to demand to see something like more.
Exotic, darling.
Intimidating.
Yeah, you must have more in the back rooms.
piece of
In
shit.
the back rooms. Nah, let's not go
You've
there.
sullied my
Back
good
rooms.
name with this shit.
So,
Hamster.
Jones,
Yeah.
as Benedict would well know, you had money when you were with the family. You would have taken a small, a decent amount with you when you first came to Neverwinter. That would have slowly diminished over the last couple of years of being here, working on a barman's wage, essentially, and not a very good barman at that, as established by
Yeah.
yourself.
Shouldn't have said
So,
anything.
what I'm going to do, can you roll me 4d4?
Yeah.
Gonna be a
I might
tenth of
actually
that.
own 4 of those. That'd be cool.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard, Jack.
Yep.
I know.
That's pathetic. Get better. Get
That
good.
is so.
Everyone, can we please make sure for Christmas we all buy Jackie a set of dice, please?
Yeah, just D4s.
Yeah, only D4s. I've got loads, actually.
I've
I'll give you
got
some.
3. I'm trying to find the last one.
When you just roll 3 and then roll another one.
That's stupid.
Oh, I see. That's
ridiculous.
not fun, is it?
Like everybody needs to have like a million shiny mascots to play with every
Yeah.
time.
Right.
That
A
everybody's
3, a
having
4, a 2, and a 3. That
So-
is 6, 12.
12 silver pieces.
Yeah.
That's all that's left
Well,
in your savings.
copper. No, so I'll say in your bag, you've been careful, and with the money that you've ran away with, you've got 120 gold pieces in savings that you've kept back.
That'll do.
Because I imagine you probably grabbed a couple of grand or something as you left.
Probably, but it's been a while since I've been back, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was probably a bit frivolous at the start as well.
Hey, Bender.
So yeah, what are you guys? What are you up to? You still planning this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we need
Perhaps-
more money, I could go get some. Maybe. If the gods allow it. But I could go try and get some.
Where would you get it from?
The plan changes.
So I've got like a side job. That
Uh-huh.
hopefully hasn't been completely screwed up. But I've got a job to do. I could attempt to do that.
What's your side job?
She necks her point.
She's a woman of the night.
Yes. That's it, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Risen goes completely red and chokes on her beer at that thought.
No, I just do some odd jobs around the city.
But that just means, a woman that does jobs at night, doesn't it? It doesn't.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
meant to. Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
I am surrounded by sweet and innocent children.
So yeah, I could
Entirely.
I could go see if the job's still active or not.
Did Indara say she's surrounded by sweet innocent children, or
Yes.
All right.
I am not surrounded by sweet innocent children.
I thought you, yeah. As in Luna's surrounded by sweet innocent children.
No, Indara is.
No,
All
she
right.
is not.
Okay, I was very confused then. I was like, I fell on back to me and I was like, well. Well, I mean, if you don't mind, maybe.
Do we need the extra money more than you need to rest, though?
I'm good.
We've had a shitter of a few days.
I don't really sleep, you know that.
You did nearly die a couple of days.
Pardon?
You did
rest,
nearly
not sleep.
die.
That was nothing.
Are you at full health?
Yeah, we slept since then.
Yeah, we've had a long
All we
rest.
did was
Okay.
get arrested, and I wasn't stupid enough to try to do magic in the cells. Just throwing that one out there.
Luna,
What?
leave me be. You know, sometimes I have a temper and...
There's 3 of you that did it, so...
I didn't know that it was magic-y. I thought it was just a me thing. Speaking of which, are we planning on leaving this room again? Today?
I am planning on
I
sleeping.
mean, I need to go next door.
Alright.
I need a bath and a respite, darling.
Does anybody mind if I slip into something a little bit more Magda?
Yeah,
Go
please.
for it.
That's great.
Yeah, go for it.
Turns into a
Well,
massive
whatever you're
bird.
comfortable with, darling.
I only did this in case, you know, we had to show our faces or something, and then I could, you know. But yeah, I'd rather be Magda. And like still sitting in my chair, I just go very still for like literally just a few seconds, and then my whole body just reshapes. I get less, you know, like comfy, dumpy, grand, and slightly taller. And my features just sort of shift back into someone much younger than recognisable.
When
Back to
when
sort
this
of
happens, sorry,
blue eyes.
when this happens, it's not like the more magic inclined of you in the group, you've seen like disguise self and stuff that alters images, and there's no like shimmers and magic-y thing that happens when Magda does this. It's almost like her skin is moving and reshaping. Like imagine almost like fluid stop motion, and then all of a sudden like Magda is just there, back. But you see the changes happen. You see like the nose move and go back in, and the hair changes color and goes back to how it's supposed to be. But there's no like magical shimmers or anything around it. It just happens.
I've not done that in front of anyone else before.
Staring at her, just like a little.
Pull
That
Risen
was
back a
so
little bit.
cool.
Just gonna pull Risen back a little bit, like you look great. No.
I
Sorry,
wish I could
everyone.
do that seamlessly.
Grandma can be a bit rude.
So your
Your stick.
personality changes as well.
Only sometimes.
How do you know if it's going to change or not?
I sort of don't. Well, there's just a lot about it that I don't know. Sometimes I take on a new personality, sometimes I'm just me. I suppose I can't become someone that I haven't seen, so... And if I know that person quite well, then sometimes I take on their personality. Sometimes if I've just passed someone on the street, then I can sort of take on their appearance.
So could you do us?
Yes.
Go on, turn it to Luna. Or Riz. Or anyone, show us.
Trust me, you don't want that.
I don't... I don't
Sorry,
know. Really?
That's probably quite rude.
It is, yes.
But do it, though.
I mean,
do it, Jester.
Entertain
I
us.
could. I could become any one of you. Actually,
If you don't want to, that's fine.
it's just a little bit, weird. I'd do it if we had to. If we needed to get away or something, and we thought it would be useful.
I mean, that could be quite handy to fool people where people are and
Oh,
stuff.
Nice.
Well, here's a thought
Is
for
it always
money.
that quick? Is it always like just a few seconds? It's
It's
really
approximately one action.
useful.
Whatever
Here's
that
a
means.
thought then. Perhaps it would be worth Magda disguising herself as my mother. My family have holdings. We have access to money everywhere. It would not be unsurprising for my mother to turn up in Neverwinter. I'm sure my father could spare a few thousand.
Isn't your father supposed to be turning up soon, from what Neverwinter
I
said?
know. This would make it ideal, yes?
That could work.
You seen
I-
her mother?
Yeah.
I
I don't really like your mum, though. What if I end up taking on her? Sorry, that was so rude.
No, please. Yes, my mother, bad as my father, but she is still a bit of a snob towards those who are not in possession of adequate quantities of magic.
Well, I could. I'm just more worried that if I end up taking on her personality a little bit.
I mean, it
I
would
would
certainly
hope.
sell the ruse.
I have coped with my mother's presence for 100 years. I can cope with my mother's presence for a day.
We'll think on it. We've still got a whole day, technically. Well, tomorrow night, but
I could. I think it sounds like a good idea, and I think I can do her if I, without if it doesn't sort of come with all of the nastiness. I think I could probably do that. Jesus Christ.
so Magda's going to do your mum.
Just a
It only makes
summary.
it weird
just to
because
sum it
I'll start writing that session now.
That's the episode description right there.
it only makes it
Magda
weird
does
because
your mum.
IRL we have the same mum.
Next session, that is
But
definitely the
Magda's going
description.
to do your mum, I guess.
Anyway.
I actually did the cursory after I said it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway,
So perhaps tomorrow we go out and try and get some supplies, because I need to go check on something tomorrow.
Okay.
So we could always go look out for some fancy clothes, if needs be, as a backup.
I can, yeah.
If I was to change into Indara's mother, I definitely would need some fancy clothes.
This is
Backup
true.
if the lost and found doesn't provide anything.
Turn into my father.
That's probably worse.
My father is definitely worse.
But I suppose if Lon has some men's clothes, then yes, I could do that.
And my father does have a rather old-fashioned sense of style.
I'm just worried that the
It's
clothes
not-
he's going to give us is going to be a bit more than old. Like, not completely clothes anymore, old.
Hmm.
I may have something you may wear, but it's definitely not old-fashioned.
That's probably okay as well.
DM, may I ask a question?
Hmm?
With my bounty,
Hmm.
is it possible to do that tonight, or would it be a pain in the ass for you?
If you want. Don't do it whenever you want.
I might try and
Nothing's
do it
ever a
tonight.
pain in the ass. That's my job, isn't it?
Yeah, but technically, depends how you want to do it as well, obviously.
Won't take long.
Right. Okay.
So are you guys sort of winding down now for the evening and going back to separate rooms, bathing and
Yeah.
all these things?
Yes.
Bathing.
Once Zendara floated the weird idea of Magda impersonating her mother, she would have just taken herself off to have a bath.
So yeah, like
Stay
you
in the
say,
same
you got
room and you
these.
can just hear you splashing.
You got these massive 4-poster beds, and there's like almost like a U-shaped privacy curtain next to each bed, where it's got its own bath and nightstand and stuff with it. So yeah, you can quite happily go off and have a bath and complete privacy.
Cool.
Who's got
So,
the
yeah.
sending stones?
Rin has got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold my hand out. So can I borrow it?
Yeah. Rin passes it over.
And then I'm gonna head out the room. So I'll be back in a bit. I'll message if anything goes wrong. It won't.
Oh,
But
it's reassuring.
Be careful.
Good luck, Luna.
Ellie, I've just sent you a quick message.
oh no. Yeah. Right.
Frey, I've also going to send you one.
Oh lord.
So she really is a lady of the night then? Because she's going out and she's a lady and it's also night.
Oh, dear.
Yes, exactly that.
Well, there you go. It's so funny because I always thought ladies of the night were prostitutes.
Yes, no, you call them harlots, darling.
No,
Okay.
Belfast always calls them hookers.
Or my dad's mum called them Jezebels.
Oh, I quite like the word Jezebel.
Mm.
What's the word?
Jessica.
Rolls off the tongue quite nicely.
Mm.
It's weird after having Wraith for so long now, and now she's talking like
Yeah.
Benedict.
Yay, posh people! She quite likes strumpet as well, but I was always very confused.
If people are separating off, Jacqueline is. So Rin has been very, very quiet this entire time, except for perking up a little bit. Ultimately, the rest of the time he's looked worried, a little bit solemn. So he kind of slinks off to the other room, and just sort of sits by himself. But Jacqueline's going to come over to Magda, and once everyone's parted ways, do you mind if I have a look at your cane?
I don't really like parting with it.
Oh no! I mean, it's just like you can hold it. There's something. There's clearly something in there.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, I am just going quite mad.
Yeah. So you've got no idea what?
Not really.
Has it ever given you an indication?
No, not really giving me much.
What
It knows
does
my
it offer?
mum,
What does it offer you?
and I think it gives me the angry, ragey thing. Just seems to make me stronger.
Does it ever make
Or rather-
you do things?
Well, just more able to take a beating, really.
Does it ever make you do things that you don't want to?
No. Sometimes he encourages me to hit things.
Well, I mean, I encourage Rin to hit.
Seems quite keen on hitting things. Which actually, as it turns out, I'm also quite keen on hitting things. So
Yeah, well. Is it got a name?
The stick, the cane starts to like almost vibrate in your hands.
Well, I asked it that before, actually,
Right.
and I can't fucking remember if it told me. Hang on a minute. My pink tabs. Did it tell me its name, Damien?
No.
Okay, I didn't think it did. I don't really know much about it. Just that it knew my mother, and well, that's it really. He doesn't tell me much.
But your mother never told you anything about it.
No, she left it for me. When she left. And she didn't really tell me anything else about it.
Whatever or whoever it is very powerful.
Okay. Well, that's good, I suppose.
And potentially not from here.
From Neverwinter? Well, I shouldn't think so, because it was given to me in Silvery Moon.
little bit wider than that, Magda. Not from this.
Do you mean like further up the Sword Coast?
Not from this plane.
Well, I wouldn't say it was really plains. I'd say it was more like forests.
Jesus Christ, it's hard, isn't it? And he does say that. He just says that in front. You know, he is very blunt a lot of the time. He's like, Jesus Christ. Right, yeah. No, so we have, and he starts going into a little mini about the different planes of reality. And he mentions Celestial and gives you like a nod, but carries on talking about the other places.
Right.
So it would appear that one, and he nods again, could be from where your friend might be.
Right. Well, that's quite interesting. Well, that's something I didn't know, you see, and it's one of the things that I'm trying to find out. So thank you.
Welcome. I get the impression it does not want... It does not want to answer.
I thought that as well, because when I asked him, he didn't answer.
Yeah. Makes sense. That checks out. Just be careful.
I will. Although that's quite hard when he hits me in the face.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good indication of the be careful aspect, I suppose.
Mm. It's not like that usually.
I mean, I'm usually quite good at reading things, but this in particular is vague.
Mm.
Do you believe it's good?
I think so.
Well, if
I'd
you've
have to
got
get
faith,
a new walking
got-
cane if it wasn't.
well, be a right bugger, wouldn't it? I suppose if you have faith in it, then yeah. Anyway, and he just kind of pats you on the shoulder and he's like, "Look after yourself," and he goes off.
I look down at the cane and I'm like, I'd just say, is there any reason why you did hit me? Quite a few times.
There's no response.
You going to talk to me at all?
No response.
It was quite embarrassing, actually. Will you tell me your name? Do you fancy some of this bread, then?
As you say that, you feel like a little movement in your hair as you like start breaking off bits of bread, and the budgie pops out and starts like sort of looking over down your forehead and starts like tapping the top of your forehead.
I feed Dorcas.
Like takes a
Bread
little
and
fill of
cheese.
bread and like, and then it gives you like a little like head rub on the top of your head, and then just like nestles back down in your bun.
I love budgies.
I love budgies. Luna,
Yes.
as everyone else heads off to bed, you head out into the dark of Neverwinter, and it started to quieten down now. The tavern has sort of got like, you know, you've got like a few tables left. There's some are quite hushed, going over documents and maps and stuff like this, all the groups of adventurers, but it's nowhere near that sort of lively atmosphere that you saw earlier in the day. As you head out into the streets, you find like a quiet little place, and you take out the note that you got from the bridge, and like you've done a million times before, you unfold it, you flip it over, you trace your finger up, and a new message appears on the back that says, "Target dead."
Very annoyed right now. I'm gonna go back in.
No, sorry.
Oh.
Target dead as in the target needs to be dead.
Oh, that was not clear at all.
Sorry,
No, I
my
thought you
bad.
said meant target.
My
Yeah.
bad. No, my bad. It's late. It's sorry. My bad. Like, as in, like, so you would do this. You do this, and the message that appear would either say like target dead, which means you need to kill the target,
Yeah.
or target capture.
I knew all that. I was just testing the voice in my brain. So
But whoever writes these maybe could be.
yeah, I'll let him know next time I see him. Cool. I take the note. I study it again, make sure I confirm it to memory and all that, and I burn it.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
easily done. So
Just
yeah,
then
you
I
burn
stamp
it.
it
It
out
just
because I don't want any trouble.
it literally just goes, and then like just wafts off on the wind.
I'm gonna put my hood up, and then I'm gonna put the bandana up. Like I've got a blue bandana. I'm gonna pull up, put over, and then I'm gonna start heading that way in the shadows as best I can.
So the location was on the note, and you recognize this location as part of the more rundown bit of the river district, like towards sort of the east of the city. There hasn't, rebuilding efforts haven't quite started there yet, and there are quite a lot of DOS houses there where people like slum it. A lot of people just like sharing these houses. The address that was given, you know where this is. And as you arrive, you find this sort of half dilapidated building, with maybe like a couple of rooms left, and the rest. It's almost like the building has slid and almost cleaved in half. You see from inside, you see like a small flickering light from like maybe a candle or a small oil lantern.
Okay. I'm going to try and sneak up to the window and peer in as best I can, just to see what's going on.
Okay, do you want to roll me a stealth?
Yeah. Oh, what is with my rolls today? 13.
Fuck.
Bad.
Not very well.
So you managed to sort of pick your way through the rubble at the front of this building that hasn't been cleared up, and you make your way to sort of what's left of this. And at one point, this would have been a really nice sort of 3-story townhouse, these big arch windows, but it is just like half in ruins now. You sneak up and you manage to look inside without making any sound. And inside, sort of like in the corner of one of the surviving rooms, you see where like a small space has been cleared, and you see like a bedroll and a small lantern. A small fire has been made with like a small cooking pot above. On the bedroll, you see a figure just lying there.
Okay. I am going to... How am I going to do this? I'm going to attempt to get in to the house. Into that area, anyway.
So the two main options you can sort of see is sort of pick your way through the rubble and try and see if there's a way around the side that you can get through. Roll me a quick investigation.
I get advantage. Did it help at all? It did. 17 minus 1. Yeah, minus 1. 16.
Looking around, you can see that whoever is the target that you're after has quite clearly, from like scuff marks around the window, has been using the window as a point of entry in and out. There's no glass left, there's no panes left.
Okay.
It's just an open stone archway.
So I'm going to try and sneakily get in the window and sneak up close enough that I can cut some skin.
There's.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to roll me dexterity?
Yes. Is it just straight up dex?
Mm-hmm.
17.
Having a stroke.
I am on so many lemsips right now.
17, that's fine. Yeah, so you quite deftly, in fact, like sort of one hand, and you silently just like both legs over and land the other side of the window without making a sound. And you pick your way across the room. As you get closer, you realise that this figure on the bedroll is asleep. Sort of like rolled on their side, their back to you, facing the wall.
Yeah, I just want to attempt to cut them, and in one fluid motion, kind of cut them and lick the blade.
Okay.
Even if it wakes them up.
Luna.
You're not there.
Roll.
Yeah.
Roll me an attack roll with advantage.
Man, I hope
They
you
are
had your hepatitis
down
jab.
and asleep. Yeah, well, they're down and they're asleep.
Oh, I love it. Oh, thank fuck for that advantage. Thank you for that. So it'd be 18. I could have gotten that one though. So it's 18.
18 is plenty. So where are you doing this on the
Just
figure?
a bit of open like leg or on arm, so I can get ready to try and cover their mouth or something if I need to. Whatever.
Yeah, I'd say the arm is fine. Are you going to try and stifle if they wake up? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you go in and you slice. As you do, this figure goes to, like, you see the eyes just go and open wide, sees you, and he goes to like get up, like shoot bolt upright.
Yeah, I'm going to try and push him back down while I do, like, try and get the blade in my mouth to get the blood.
Okay, so do you want to roll me a strength?
Yeah. Oh, that is a dirty 20. Right, that one can go away. My skull dice can go away.
Gold dice. That's the death dice.
But you got a
That means you
7.
die when you use.
So yeah, as you're doing this, like he goes to shoot up, and you just hand over the mouth, and then just push him back down by the head as you lick the blade.
And after I've done
You
that...
can-
Oh, sorry.
Like as you're holding him, you can just hear like.
I just tell him to shush as I'm casting. Nope, wrong one. No. Yeah, so I'm going to cast Blood Puppet on him. So can I have a... oh, what was it again? It's been a while since I've done that. Fuck, where is it? Look on what...
I want to say con save.
I want to say con save. Where's it gone? That's really weird. Try feed.
I'm going to be honest. It's literally a commoner, so it doesn't matter the save. So I'm just going to roll.
Yeah, but you have
Because all the
disadvantage
stats are the
either
same.
way. So yeah, it's a con save, yeah. But either way, you have disadvantage.
It's an 8 with disadvantage.
Cool. So you are stuck.
So yeah, like underneath your hand, you feel, as you've done a million times, the whole body just goes rigid, and his eyes are like now wide with like fear.
I'm just curious, can the eyes move while I'm blood puppeting on them, or is it something...
He is locked in place with blood puppet.
Can I feel him resisting? Like he's trying to move?
Not now, no.
Not now. I've done it the wrong way around. I'm just going to lean in and just go, I really hope you'll learn as tester. And then I'm going to use this one's broken on him.
Read it out, I can't remember it.
All right. You force a creature. Sorry, I thought you were thinking about something. You force the creature to move in unnatural ways, twisting and folding beyond its normal range of motion, and taking 2d6 bludgeoning damage. And
Okay,
knocking
roll
the target
damage.
prone. 2d8. That is 5, 6, 7 points of damage. Or bludgeoning damage.
So yeah, then you watch as the body starts to lock up, and the arms almost and the legs, as they're twisting and cracking, seem to become shorter, as if like the bones are like going inwards.
Ew.
Because of the blood puppet, as this is happening, not a sound passes his lips.
Yeah,
So this all
let go
happens.
of the hand.
Yeah, or this all happens in just this eerie silence, and all you can hear is just like the squishing of skin and the cracking of bones, until just left on the floor is this almost unrecognizable lump of what was this person.
That's nice.
We never discussed this, but how do I let the guy know that he's dead?
You take a vial.
Of course, I'll do that. I'll take a vial, and I'm just gonna check his pockets and stuff like that. Just
You
for
probably
anything.
should have done that before it became a bloody stumpy mess.
Yeah, just gonna see if anything's like obvious. Anything
Does it
obvious
though?
around the room.
So the pockets that you can find, there's nothing in there.
Just making sure.
Like, and you look at like you think about the clothes he was wearing when he like tried to shoot up. He was in like rags. There's no weapons around the room. There's like a small pack with like another set of rags in. There's no coin. Like this guy was rough in it.
I'm gonna blow out the candle. No, before I do that, I'm gonna take like any sheets that I can find that he's got rough in it type thing, and throw them over the corpse. And like almost like putting him to rest, essentially, and then blow out the candles and leave very sneakily again.
Okay, roll me stealth for leaving.
$13.
Enough. So the streets in this area they're empty. No one lives here anymore. It's drunks, people down on their luck, addicts. That's it. So you managed to slip out entirely unnoticed, and you kind of make your way through the alleyways in the general direction back. Are you going back to the Fallen Tower?
No, I'm going to go straight across to the Sleeping Dragon Bridge and put it there.
So I would say for just expediency, it's going to take you a while to get there. But you slip through the city. It's dark. You're covered. You've done this a million times. You know what alleyways to take, where to go to be unseen. You stop and wait when you hear carts or people walking. It's probably going to take you a good sort of hour and a half round trip to get there and get back. You get to the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. You drop the vial where you found the note. Push the stone back in. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I just head straight back. Same plan as being sneaky as fuck all the way back.
Yeah, easy enough. And when you arrive back, everyone is in bed. Everyone is asleep apart from Risen, who has been waiting up just to make sure that you got back safe.
Obviously, but when I get into the pub, I take the bandana off and go up and go in the room. Oh, hi.
Good?
Yeah. Went smoothly. You okay?
Yeah, just making sure you got back safe. Little over worried recently.
I'm alright. Nothing to worry about.
Last 2 days I worry about everything.
Fair.
Some sleep.
Yeah. I think I need it now. And I'm just gonna go over, give her a hug, and then get into bed.
Oh, a nice tender hug after brutal murder.
She don't know. She don't know.
Snap, snap.
No one knows what I just did.
You all settle down.
I know something
For a
get
nice
done.
night's sleep and a long rest.
And a long rest.
Yeah.
And I think that brings us
Level up.
nicely to...
Fuck it. No.
Level up?
No.
Level up, level up,
But
level up.
maybe.
I think. Let's leave it there for tonight, I think.
Very good. Thank you very much.
There was a lot of
Thank
a lot
you.
of unexpected bombshells dropped.
That's episode 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Double
Okay,
figures
now
now.
everyone was like, I'm saying it.
Well, I was gonna last time, and then all my everything went wrong last time.
It
With
was
my
fine.
connection and everything.
I really
It was very.
then.
It was very
There's
funny.
literally
With the
nothing
whole,
there. Go on.
no, I was gonna say it was very funny with the whole. Anyone else got any hidden thing they want to reveal? Matey being like, "Ha! I'm not really a ghost, but I am a ghost."
Well, guys, wasn't that quite an episode? See you next time. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.
I just love the fact that wasn't that quite a episode.
Yeah, you were really